We're rolling.
Yeah, we're rolling.
You see me rolling. I've got an interesting question. What?
That's just the next line of the song. I said they hating.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you said you hate it because it's kind of... What's that then?
What's what?
That.
This?
No, this.
Oh, my Barnet.
Yeah.
Don't like it?
Yeah, I do like it.
Sure.
I like everything you do. But combining it with the old turtleneck as well.
First of all, you got a bit of fluff on you. Second of all, I'm going out tonight, aren't I? This is being recorded before the big game of the season so far. Queen's Park Rangers versus Brentford at Loftus Road. QPR smiles knocking about. Adam Rosenbaum, I'm coming for you. I'm going early. You always tell me to go early. Nothing can go wrong, can it? You are going to get destroyed tonight. Abiri Eze, Ilias Chair, Mark Pugh if he needs to come on. You're going to poo down your neck. That's what we're going to do. In a football sense.
Poo down your neck.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Hence the new Barnet. Although I walked into a room with my family yesterday to a man, just took the piss out of it straight away. Literally, it didn't even say hello.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I like it.
I like it too.
How did you ask for it when you went in?
I was like, I might put it down, I said. And he went, okay. And so then we played about with it for a bit. And then I felt like he was rushing near the end because they all wanted to close up for an hour to go to the mosque. But I said, just stay with me, focus, and here it is. Let me know what you think.
And how much does it cost?
£13.
£13.
Station Barbers in Peckham.
Mine costs £9.50. Mikey's Barber in Devizes.
What's the lowest price haircut? Because I probably respect you more the lower the price.
Well, mine's a supreme. They're by and large very good in there. So if you're in the Devizes,
if you're in Wiltshire,
you're in Wiltshire in Devizes. Just pop in for a haircut.
Okay.
No appointments. Just sit and you wait.
And he's not getting paid for that. That's
a free
one,
we're not allowed to do that, are we?
You can do what you want
From this point forward.
Mate, you can plug anything you want.
All about making money.
True. Speaking of which, Patreon crew, thank you very much for continuing to be Patreon crews. We were talking about it before. We're going to do a Discord very, very soon. We just need to figure it out.
Do we need help from them?
Nah.
I downloaded Discord and I looked at it for about 5 minutes and then I just fully appreciated it. I'm 38 and I'm not meant to know.
Little spinning parts.
I'm not meant to know.
True.
Is it just for voice or can you type in it? I don't know.
There's all sorts of things. But yeah, people seem to be excited about it, as are we, and we will do it. If you are a mid-tier, that's $7 a month, Patreon. $3 for the whole pod. You'll see it at the back end that you won't be able to see it if you want that. And $10 for your weekly Skype, which I've been enjoying. We're up to 37 on that. Importantly, though, if you just become a patron, so $3 a month, you could win what I have right here.
What is it?
Very exciting.
Legitimately don't even know what this is.
So
I thought you just bought a picture for the flat.
Well, it's football memorabilia that you can have. So it's basically you're putting $3 in for extra content.
So you join the free £3 patron and you get whatever this is.
You don't get this. You get put in the draw for it. Very exciting. And perfect, actually, after this weekend.
So they don't actually win, they just get a prize draw.
Yeah, we can't all have one. Look how huge it is. Look how big it is next to me.
That is actually just A4.
Very good. Yeah. So, yeah, this is some memorabilia from Kicking the Balls, okay? About to turn it round. You should be excited about this, because it's a game that means a lot to you. It's regarding a game that means a lot to you. Are you in the, as a Spurs fan? You want to win massive prizes, don't you?
I'd love to. I've got a feeling that this isn't going to be a prize for me.
As Spurs fans, obviously want to win massive prizes, right?
Yeah, yes.
Well, here's a massive prize that you could win, Flav. I'll chuck you in the hat for free. But you guys, for just $3 a month, you could win this prize. What a game! Speaking of massive prizes, the Champions of Europe. It's a signed shirt. I say signed. Kicking the Balls do it a little bit differently, so it's not actually signed by the players, but it's the exact signings of the players, if that makes sense. Does it make sense?
I hate that.
Champions of Europe. So if you're a Liverpool fan or a Spurs fan, you want to commemorate that incredible journey to the final, all you got to do is become a patron. Let's pop that there. Put that there as a reminder.
Not for the whole...
Yeah. Let's just have a little reminder.
Not really.
A little reminder throughout the pod. What a day that was. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. A hot day it was, I remember. Hot summer's day.
We've literally just played them at the weekend as well.
You did. That's what I'm saying. It's perfect. It is perfect. Perfect. So, Liverpool, UEFA Champions League winners, 2019.
You don't need to read it out. That's just...
at the Metropolitano Stadium. Of course, we all remember that. So Kicking in the Balls have given us that for free to give to Patreon members. Also, they've given us a... Well, this is where it goes a bit awry. The guy from Kicking the Balls, so he said, look, I'll give you a discount code.
That's lovely.
Brilliant, I said. He said, I want to give you something edgy as a discount code now. So the code is now active. There's a link in the description. So if you want to buy memorabilia like this, so as I say, again, it's signed by like a robot, something like that.
It's the same signature.
But it's the exact same signature of every single player from the Champions League.
It's probably, if it's done by a robot, it's probably better.
Yeah,
it's probably better.
Yeah, no mistakes, exactly. But if you want 10% off of anything else,
and the thing is,
on the website,
people don't know, right? We've got to be honest because you're giving it away clearly. But once you have that,
yeah, it'll look good, won't it?
You just say it's real. You just say it's real.
Exactly.
Don't sell it as real though. You do that, you get in a lot of trouble.
Exactly. So yeah, the discount code 10% off just because of us, and the discount code is James and Flav loves porn 10. Not my idea. The idea of Eric from Kicking the Balls.
I don't actually love porn. I just make use of it every now and then. I wouldn't say love it. Like, I love Tottenham. I love my girlfriend. I don't think there's many men out there that really, really love it.
Yeah, it's a strange emotion, isn't it?
Serves a purpose.
It's a strange emotion to sort of suggest.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Jim, I love porn.
Do you know what I'm really into at the moment, Vivian? I'd say I love it. I just love porn. Do you?
Any kind of porn. It could be, straight porn, gay porn.
Yeah, I just love it. I just love it.
I just love setting up my laptop, opening it up, and just type it in pornhub.com. I just love doing it.
I just love it. So, if you do love it and you love more stuff like this, become a patron first. Do that first, and then you're in the. And we'll get a new one each month as well. So if you've got any ideas for other things,
well, just one that probably isn't.
It's fitting, isn't it? Especially after the game of this weekend.
Yeah, sure.
And yeah, if you want to get something else, James and Flav loves porn 10. 10%.
Oh yeah, there was some. Just to try and get to the bottom of this. Like how much time would you say you dedicate to?
To what?
Porn each
porn?
month.
I don't want to.
Just a time.
Hey, just give me for your other podcast. I don't want to talk about porn every single week in this podcast. We don't talk enough about football as it is.
Oh, fuck football.
Yeah.
Like literally, not a single person watching this literally wants to hear us talk about football.
That's not true. Right, here we go.
I'm not talking about Tottenham this week. I'm not doing it. We talk about it every week. I'm not even going to use Tottenham as a reference point. I don't know how I'm going to get through it. But
okay, well, yeah, good luck. Let me get through a bit more of the admin. So, notification gang, can we hit 10,000 likes in this video? Yeah.
How many did we get last week?
600.
About normal.
Yeah.
So literally none of them did anything.
But do you know what? I was watching other YouTube videos and they're still doing it. It's like things. So hit the like button. Just do me a favour. Anyway, the Fergie Time podcast notification squad. So hit that as well as subscribe to the channel.
He's got
hit
a podcast.
The bell.
There's too many podcasts. I don't like all this.
No, I don't think he has. Well, maybe he has.
Well,
the Fergie Time.
The Fergie Time podcast.
Well, do you know what?
Do we need another competitor?
I mean, who cares when you're a... Hang on, where is it?
What just happened to my microphone?
What mess?
Every single time. It's a little bit more damaged.
Oh my god.
It's fucked, isn't it? I need to get a new one. It's your fault.
Do you know what I saw? I got an email from, I think it's called Chartable. We were charting last week. The podcast was charting. I know.
Nah. That's a scam to get you involved. That's why I got a sign-up email, wasn't it?
That was me. I sent it to you.
Yeah, I know you
did.
did. It's not real, mate. It's just a device to make you feel better. So that
you don't think it's real?
What did they say?
They said, it was saying like an Apple podcast and different things, but we were charting like 18th in Great Britain football.
No chance. We know the figures. It's not true.
Yeah, the figures are bad.
No one's here for the fucking audio, man. And in the long run, that's going to cost us, Jim. I'm just saying. I know these want to see it, but...
Okay. Top comments from last week. Ollie Sack, who is a Platinum Patreon member. Thank you very much. Just watched the full podcast on Patreon and had to hop over here to comment. This was honestly the best podcast yet. Apparently back to our best last week. Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, because there might be new people. Okay. Both of you were in top form, really up for it. An awesome blend of football chat and definitely not football chat. Keep it up, lads. Worth every dollar. And also just to say, there's a few new Jafford lovers. Welcome. Papyrus, debut comment in the pod. Big. Absolutely buzzing. So it did make me think. I mean, that itself as a comment is poor, but...
Yeah, that is... Like, what does that give us, mate?
Yeah.
Look, we're giving you the podcast for free. Give us something in return. As you know, the comments are the lifeblood of this podcast. Without you, we are nothing. Because we will just not talk about football just for the sake of talking about it. The gold comes from the comments. It always has and it always will.
Exactly.
So, Papyrus, happy for you to be here. Happy to get this shit for free. Sure. And us to improve your life. I'm happy for that. But give us something back, mate.
True. And what I would say is if you are new, get in the comments because it's nice to read out new names. So get involved. Out of context is another new bit. I'm just going to rattle through these before we get into the meaty football chat. Out of context, the Chat Shack did 11:31 for Out of Context, James and Flav. What I would like from now on is timestamps for Out of Context stuff, and the best one will be rehashed the next week. Bit like best quotes.
We've got an Out of Context. Okay.
Yeah, have you not seen that?
I thought we had. I thought it was just the fan account.
We've got both.
Have we?
Oh yes.
Big time.
Not all good news, unfortunately. Handshake gate. The beef between Jack Reeve and Flav continues. It could have ended very easily if Flav had just...
How can I apologise?
Calmly apologised. Understood after being so cruel. To Jack. Not my opinion. Opinion of some
you know, there's one of your mates that stinks, and you just got to tell him that's kind.
That's so true.
It's kind.
That is so
and
true.
Everyone else wants to just brush it under the carpet, do a bit of airspray when he's gone, but I would be the one to say, mate, you stink.
Hairspray or airspray?
Did I say airspray?
I don't know. Maybe it's just your Cockney accent.
Yeah, no, hairspray. Airspray, I meant like a Glade or some shit.
As you will all know.
Look, it's escalated to the point where I've said, Jack, do you want a war or not? If he does want it, then I'm ready. We'll take it to the cobbles. We'll end up in a YouTube boxing fight. The shittest on earth. I reckon
you can. I reckon you can punch. I reckon your form's good, but I think your fitness is low.
I would last less than a minute.
But Jack, for me, he's a gentleman, isn't he? He's got that gentleman vibe. So I think once you got the gloves on, he'd drift into that a bit. Or he might just shake your hand at the start.
Yeah, crash me. If he's upset by it, I apologise, but I don't think he is. And
wow.
And I think he's playing a game.
Okay.
And
chasing clout. No.
From us.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's my point. So he said,
stop saying clout on all these YouTube shows. It fucking fucks me off. Last week it was smash the like button. This one,
make sure you do.
And this one's like, oh, the clout. And the next thing you're talking about being relevant, something like that. Look at this. It's black coffee. What you got?
I got tea.
He's got milky tea with sugar.
If you were a drink, which drink would you be? Anyway, talk Norwich City. Still no apology. Saddened with Flav over this debacle.
He didn't even respond to me. I think he might have blocked me.
Really?
No.
Jamie Conway, come Flav. I think he means come on, Flav. Apologise. And a few other people saying you should apologise as well.
I should apologise for saying when he shakes your hands, he crushes the...
Don't shoot the messenger.
Look, no one's ever said it to him.
Don't shoot.
Now he knows. I guarantee he's not going into every handshake. And I'm not saying a limp handshake is much worse than that. He is. A limp handshake is the worst it can be. But after a really limp handshake is a really, really over-the-top strong one, because the impact of that handshake damages people's perception.
You're just trying to help him out, aren't you?
Always.
Maybe Jack should apologise.
Actually, Jack, you need to apologise to me.
Coming on our podcast?
Yeah. So it's like...
And he hinted towards the idea that I've got a handshake like a lettuce. So...
No, you don't. You've got a good handshake.
Yeah. Football. Let's talk football. Here we go. Ready? Flav was on Match of the Day 2 yesterday.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much clout do you get from that?
A couple of tweets.
Yeah. But that's quite cool, though. Are you going to give yourself that? Give yourself that moment? You were on Match of the Day 2. They could have asked any Spurs fan. They asked you.
What happened was they
just enjoy it.
They have a list of people that they
got on it before me. Someone tweeted that.
Why would you be on it?
They might want me. They might see me and go, I guarantee this guy's got a nifty haircut. Let's get him involved.
When you come up.
Oh yes.
They will be contacting you undoubtedly. It's not like I'm the fucking they think, oh yeah, Flav, he knows his shit when talking about Spurs. That ain't it. They've just got a list of influencers and they pick one out and ring me up. That's how it works. It's not a big
free
thing.
cheers for Flav. Hip hip. Hooray!
I'm cheer
Hip, hip.
myself, am
Hooray!
What?
Hip, hip.
I didn't get paid.
Hooray! Wow!
I didn't get paid for it.
Amazing.
Didn't get paid.
Went down to the studios. Imagine they just sat down.
I was holding that old fucking. Yeah.
It's quite cool though.
It is what it is.
It is cool. Right, I asked you on Twitter.
I'm really motivated by these things.
Sure.
So just.
What are you motivated by?
It's too deep a question for this podcast.
Maybe one for the Skypes. Get a bit deeper on the Skypes.
Yeah, I like that. I like that because you can relax, can't you? You can flow. This is still almost studio.
Camera's on, isn't it? The camera's on.
Camera's on.
Yeah, the camera's on.
Whereas when it's just Skype, I've done terrible things on Skype. So just talking to you seems like a very calm way to spend an hour.
Lovely. So yeah, Flav's on Match of the Day 2. Go check that out.
When it says on, it's like 20 seconds at most in combined.
Yeah, as was Paul Machin. Paul Machin was on there as well.
Yes, he was. Well, actually, I haven't seen it, but you told me yes.
He was. Anyway, so that was that. So we're not going to talk about the game at all?
What?
Because I looked at it. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the Spurs game.
Right.
I saw a Match of the Day. Well, I want to see like Spurs. Did they get a little bit better?
No.
What was your summary of the game?
We're shit.
People want to hear it.
I don't know how we're going to fix it. We are really bad. That's the summary. I don't know. I don't know when it gets better. I don't know if it gets better. I can't say anything more than I've said already. It's bad.
Okay.
I mean, if you had to pull a positive out of it, you could say at least Pochettino's trying to react and do something, I guess.
He's just like, keep calm, everyone. Keep calm.
Yeah. I mean, it was better than the Brighton performance. There's that.
That's good. Here we go. Baby steps. For 5-0 last week. They crap, though.
Red Star.
Yeah, but they're rubbish.
Yeah. But you are away at home against the best team in the league, who are probably going to win the league at Canada.
Could have done without that game, couldn't you?
Pretty much. That was quite a harsh one to have to go into.
Although you'd made your bed, hadn't you? Because of the 2 games before, which I think everyone expected you to win those.
Yeah, Everton away. That's the real test. That's what everyone's saying. That's the real. Because no one was never going to beat Liverpool, were we? That's the real test.
That's one of those where
could go down. Not even joke. Like a form in last year is relegation form.
As a percentage.
What if you went up and we went down? Like what?
Flav.
That
would be so good.
Why would you say that?
That would be so good.
What if Arsenal went down and you?
That'd be amazing.
Better than
all of you. Any of you. If you went down, just for a second. I was chatting to Pajak on the weekend, and he was saying like I'd love to know who your top 3 like QPR players of all time. And we were sort of talking about
why did he want to know that?
I can't be asked to explain. And
but just for the record, just so I know, he didn't just want to know. He just didn't want the information.
There was another
something.
No, there was another conversation going on, and he was like, I would go with blah blah blah. We're talking about QPR. I would go with these 3 names. Who would you go for? And I sort of said 3 names. One of which was Taarabt, who wasn't great in the Premiership, but was great in the Championship. And he was like, but I didn't ask you who were the best 3. And I was like, well, I didn't totally explain it over text, but it's quite difficult to explain over text because we've been in League 1 and Championship.
Yeah, what's best at League 2 is...
Yeah, and well, so I said, well, I don't know, like if you're doing names, then you go like Julio Cesar was like played for us. We were terrible. He was okay, but does that mean he gets to be in the top 3 of my all-time top 3? Absolutely not.
Well, best is like what. And it's fine if you've had the same level for the entire time.
I think that's it because I think it's a lot more nuanced if you support teams that's come down or gone up or whatever it is. And what's a real shame is if players who are amazing in the league below, if they go up, Taarabt aside because he was just a genius, but once you go up and then they're not as good, then everything's wiped out, everything's gone. Anyway, why was I asking that?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, when you go down, you'll have some new heroes. This was the point I was going to get to because you'll probably bounce. I reckon you'll bounce straight back up.
I'll be alright with that. I've probably been out of it for a bit.
Yeah.
Let's take the hot. What's it called? Let's take the heat. Let's get out the frying pan.
Right? Yeah.
And then let's rest on the side.
But it is. If Newcastle, West Ham, teams like that, it's like a little spa break, and you could become champions of England.
It's not.
Championship winners.
It's not
the title.
You win promotion. You don't win.
Title.
It's not a trophy. It's not a trophy.
It's a trophy.
It isn't a trophy.
Well, we'll see what you say next year. Spurs continue to be rubbish. I reckon at the weekend, in terms of crisis rankings, might have to bring that back next week if dependent on who loses between Everton and Spurs.
Who are Arsenal got at home next week?
They have got. Let's have a look. Who have Arsenal got? They've got Leicester 5:30 Saturday.
Holy shit! Like Leicester are the ball. Not just talking about their 9-0 win against the Saints like last Friday, 9-0.
9-0.
But generally, if you're having a bit of an issue, and you definitely can't play Man City or Liverpool, given the way they play, their energy and their self-belief at the moment, and what Brendan Rodgers has done with that young team.
Like, it's all new, it's kind of new and exciting as well. Exactly. Very much like QPR.
Genuinely, like QPR, and like how Spurs were in the first full season under Pochettino.
QPR,
like, what's happening?
Yeah, Spurs a bit like Brentford. Oh, Spurs a bit like Brentford.
Nothing like Brentford.
As in, like they've had a go and they've had a go and they've had a go and they've not reached the promised land, and now it's just falling apart. So yeah, that is a fascinating game. That will make it very clear, I reckon, where Leicester sit and where Arsenal sit.
Leicester are among the best 4 teams in the country.
I said that at the start of the season. Just to say, every week I'll inevitably tweet out what do you want us to talk about on the pod. So follow me at James Allcott. Rowan Swoop. How high do you think Sheffield United can/will finish this season, given how well they've performed in the tougher games this season? Not expecting anything too great from you here, Flav. I reckon, I just want to go with an early prediction.
Stoke, isn't it?
It's not even a brave take. This is a 2-season journey for Sheffield United. This season, they are up for it. And they're very British, aren't they?
Stoke, on the poo list.
They're so British and Irish. It's lovely. And they will be fine this season.
Yes,
they will be absolutely fine this season.
Yeah.
However, they'll reach the summit. It'll be a bit like Huddersfield. And they will go down next season, just so you know. So enjoy it whilst you can. Okay.
Well, hang on. So same for you, right? QPR if they come up.
Different brand of football. So yeah, I think that'll be fine. I reckon I finish 15th, 16th.
What the problem is what got you here doesn't get you there, and Wilder would have to refresh that squad. We'd have to refresh it with a little bit of class. Yeah. And that is where the rot sets in, because Stoke were fine just doing. I'm being dismissive comparing Stoke and Sheffield United. It's just that they
similar starting letters for the name, and kit,
and quite direct, passionate football,
northern,
proper Brexit football, which is successful. The minute you start to try and add a little bit of flair, or just being in the Premier League isn't enough anymore. So if you stay for 2 or 3 seasons, the fans eventually will start to go, I want a bit more, because that's what fans are.
Can we get top half?
Yeah, and look what happened with Stoke. Look what happened. They started adding the flair, didn't they? They started adding the flair, and they started getting some decent results, and then it all fell apart around their ears, because the minute you add talent to a pool of players that are all about belief in each other, in what Chris Wilder's doing, and it's so important. Like, I know how important motivation is in the team now,
as do I,
and I would pay for just half of the belief. If I could take half of the belief that Wilder was instilled in Sheffield United and put it into Tottenham.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing. How players like, and it can be even subconscious, because like all the Spurs players that are struggling at the moment, they're not bad people. They're like they sacrifice a lot for their profession.
They're human
but just
beings.
That 2%. It's just hurt. It just hurts the whole team, doesn't it? In a big way. I think Sheffield United will be fine, but they will go down next season. Just so you know, brave takes on the way as well as the calmest take on VAR I've ever read.
Okay,
stick around. Arbaz, you'll be seeing Arbaz again later in the podcast with Shark News. Xhaka versus Arsenal fans. Wow. So, have you seen it?
Yes, I didn't see the game, but
is that a bit of respite for you? Is it?
It makes me feel better.
Yeah.
It makes me feel better because, you would say that Arsenal are in a better position than Tottenham this season.
That's got
to
stop,
yet
isn't it?
Their fans are. You'd have to believe that on the brink of relegation. Lose to Sheffield United. You know what it is? Arsenal fans, and not all of you, and I know some of you in this comments are pretty decent. They're well-rounded, willing to take criticism, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you stick around is incredible.
Yeah.
When you're so anti to Arsenal.
Yeah, but I hope that they respect me for it, because I expect.
It's like you and Jack Wilshere, isn't it?
Absolutely, got a lot of time for Jack Wilshere. it's the problem with them is that they're entitled and they think they're better. Like I muck about saying like, oh, you're a QPR tin pot football club. They are a tin pot football. I'm mucking about, right? They're all just football clubs. Some have been luckier than others, right? But
I love this humble. I'll go. Hang on, let me take that in. Just like, oh, do you remember when Flav was humble? Remember, yeah. Why was he? I don't remember that. Why was he humble? It's because Spurs were on their arse. That's why.
But things are going wrong at Tottenham, and a lot of people are being vocal online about things have to change. Poch had lost it, all that kind of stuff. But we'll never react. We will never react. And you can be upset as an Arsenal fan. You should be upset that you lost at Sheffield United and then threw a 2-goal lead and drew against Palace. You should be. But it's football and it happens. But the way you're reacting is like it isn't football and it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But it's been happening to you for years. So why is any of this any shock anymore?
And you say 5th in the league, 4 points off 4th. I think the problem is that there's such a spotlight on Arsenal for a start, and when these things happen, they're then amplified by Arsenal fan TV, and then regurgitated throughout the rest of the world, right?
Yeah.
But let's zone in on this moment itself, right? So Xhaka gets taken off, and I don't get it. I don't get Xhaka. I don't think he's capable of playing that level.
Seems to me he's one of the players that are rated by people that play football, but no one else.
I don't rate him. I played that position.
No, what I'm saying is like managers and other players seem to speak highly of him, but fans can just, it's what we have. Right. We have it all the time. Everyone has that player in their squad who keeps getting minutes, but like,
I just don't get it.
What's going on here? Yeah.
But I think that's the thing with him is, I do like, we had a player called Gavin Mahon, who wasn't a good footballer. Or we had a player called Steve Palmer, who honestly looked about 60 whilst he was playing football, right? Played for Watford, played for QPR, but he was a captain. He was a proper captain, proper leader. And all he did was he read the game. He wasn't good. He got the ball. He gave it to someone who was better. That's all he did. So there's a place in even now, even in modern football, to a point. There's a place for that kind of player, right?
Yeah.
The problem that keeps happening with Arsenal is that you have Guendouzi, who's not that player, but sometimes wants to be the guy who comes and gets it and be combative and stuff like that. Torreira, similar kind of thing. Xhaka, similar kind of thing. They're not very clear on their roles, right? So with Xhaka, you go, oh, does he play these incredible passes that change the game? No. Does he get about the pitch and get in people's faces? No. Does he make good tackles and read the game? No. So you can understand why people get sick of him as a player. But again,
captain though, he's club captain.
So he is captain.
Got to be stripped.
And so he gets taken off.
Got to be stripped. Got to be stripped. He's threw the club jersey on the floor. That's sacrilege.
I can't.
Hassam Ghali did it at Tottenham. He was about as good as Xhaka, and never played for us again. I think that's true.
So the incident itself. There, let's start there. So what do you think of that? What are your feelings on it?
You don't do it. You absolutely do not do it. It's spitting on the crest. It's that tantamount. You're playing for that shirt. Don't think you're ever in a position where you're better than it. Unless you're someone like Messi, he could shit on the Barcelona shirt. All he's done for them,
and just go like that.
Yeah, he's like, "What you can look at? What I am your club. Yeah. I essentially, you know what I mean." So, but he's not that. He's not that. And there's a couple of ways you can look at it. One maybe that he, got frustrated, wasn't thinking, but is that the material of a club captain? He loses his head in that way. So I think like everyone said, he's average, very average.
So here's the thing with being a captain as well. One, you get given a captaincy.
Yeah. Right.
So it's not your choice. So Ashley Young, captain of Man United, not his choice.
Yeah, he has the attributes, doesn't he?
But I would suggest that, and so then the other weird thing with captaincy is often you want the captain to be the guy who's quite passionate.
Yeah.
Who's like, who cares? So, and I'm not.
Who is that at Arsenal though?
I think it's Guendouzi in time. I think he's the only reason why he's not captain is because he's younger, in my opinion.
So he's a leader on the pitch, you think?
I think so. I think he can be that guy if he got the right players around him.
The leader at Arsenal Football Club is a 19-year-old kid.
Yeah.
With potential.
Yeah, which that's fantastic, isn't it?
No, not if
Because
there's
you've got
no
12
one else.
years of this guy.
Yeah, but
That's
that's
12 years of your guy being your captain.
So it might be in
Amazing.
captain material when he's like in 5 years' time. When he's... Because he's still a child. Like 19 is a child.
Yeah. But
What's happened to him though? Because you remember like there was a lot of leaders back. Tony Adams, Keown, Bold,
Morrow,
Dixon, Steve Morrow, Winterburn, leaders everywhere. Burkamp led with his feet.
Yeah.
Do you know
and his
what I mean?
elbows on a few occasions. So
I don't know, man. It's like you don't throw the fucking shirt. You don't do it.
but there's the thing I struggle with is that this has happened to QPR. We've had, like as I say, we've had that with a few players, and you boo them off, and you can't excuse the mob either.
No,
Like the booing,
they created
that's disgraceful. As disgraceful as he's behaved, that's just as disgraceful.
Well, so
and wait. The thing with Xhaka, that's with Xhaka. Actually, that's probably not fair. I was going to say with Xhaka, that's just one guy just being like, he's reacting to what's being thrown at him, which isn't right. It happens, and he shouldn't react at all. Of course, he shouldn't react at all.
But he's a human being.
But he's a human being. But I don't think you can excuse, and this is any football club that does it, and QPR have done it, just to be clear.
All fans of every club have booed at some point.
But every Arsenal fan who booed Xhaka when
Arsenal
he
do it
went
more
off
than
is
most.
pointless. That's your opinion. The point is, it is so stupid. It's mind-blowingly stupid. And I think everyone needs to have a little look at themselves there, because you need to be smarter.
Your own team.
But all that said, the way he reacted is very immature. And if you're looking for your captain to be that lightning rod to go, right, look, okay, it's not going right now, but we're going to stick together. Him doing that highlights that maybe he's not got the temperament to be a captain.
Well, he's not really made to feel welcome. And he probably just thinks, well, fuck you if you're going to throw me under the bus like this. And
we've all battered him.
Kind of thing.
We've all battered him for months, haven't we?
The thing is, some of the people that are really going for him, like some of the people on Arsenal Fan TV that are going for him, you're like you bring your own club into disrepute, and you're having to go at him for that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, it's like I don't know. It's
Hector Bellerin's tweeted, and I think he got it bang on. He's basically saying, look, no, like kind of like two wrongs don't make a right. Everyone here. And people saying, oh, he shouldn't play again and things like that. That's probably the worst thing you could do. The smartest thing you do is Xhaka goes, look, I'm upset because I care. I reacted. I shouldn't have done that. I love the club, blah, blah, blah. And then get it done. Play him next week. Get it out. Get it done. And then that's the end of it. I think long term, he's probably got to go.
As like I would be interested because Xhaka's like not, he's not well loved at Arsenal. I wonder if the same people that are saying Xhaka should never play again, whether they'd be saying that Aubameyang shouldn't if he'd have thrown the shirt.
Well, that's a great point. That is often the case. How much leeway you give them is dependent on how good they are.
All the time. We talked about this. You get away with so much in football if you're good at it. So much.
But I think, when you look at, say, an Ashley Young there and the abuse that he's taken.
From who?
From everyone. From absolutely everyone. Because he's not good enough.
Do you remember when a bird shit in his mouth?
Yeah.
That will be his
as
last.
In like an actual bird, not a...
Yeah, not
very different.
Yeah, he's not. That would be his lasting legacy, I think.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that or diving and getting Sean Derry sent off. Prick. Interesting. Let me know your
dream
thoughts.
about Sean Derry once.
If you were an Arsenal fan, just imagine you're an Arsenal fan for a second. Okay, would you? And you have the power to, either keep him as captain, strip him of the captaincy. Would you strip him?
I would. If I was an Arsenal fan, I would say I'd never want him playing for Tottenham. For the club. If I was Tottenham, and say, who's comparable? It's like Sissoko, isn't it? If Sissoko does it, no, Sissoko's more loved. It's not. He's weird. Like Aurier is perfect. Aurier is perfect, absolutely perfect. If he threw the shirt, I'd be like, you get to fuck.
Right. Well, what about if Kane did it?
If Kane did it, then I'd say yes. I'll tell him to get. I'll tell him.
We are all hypocrites. We are to a man and woman, all hypocrites. It's incredible.
I've changed my mind, about I used to think that Pochettino was a be all and end all, but Harry Kane's a be all and end all.
Really?
Yeah, if he goes, you can't replace him. If you can get another manager, find another cunt to come and do the fucking job. Kane, where are you going to find him again? Where are you going to find? He's got 18 goals this season and we are shit. 18 goals.
Kane scored it,
including England. But that, us, everybody, all shit.
Right. Okay. Let us know what you would do if you Unai Emery.
He'll play him again. Of course he will.
You got to show people your face.
I
Get
don't want to.
your chin up, son. It will pass.
It won't. This is it now.
Right, calm takes time.
Yep.
Flav, let's move on a little bit from Spurs into something much more enjoyable for everyone to listen to, VAR. And Craig Wilson offered up the calmest take I've ever read. He said, with regards to VAR, we talked about last week, and was suggesting that if you... The problem with it is that you celebrate and then that moment's kind of gone because you're kind of looking to see what's going on. Craig Wilson said this: how come you can't just celebrate the goal as normal, then calm down as they check it? And if it goes against you, then oh well. But if it's upheld, then you celebrate again. No. Sounds fine to me. Get over the fact that they are going to check it and go balls deep into the celebrations. There you go.
This is something that happens in unison. A goal celebration is beautiful because you share the moment en masse with everybody. You can't have a bit of the crowd going, oh, I don't know, and the bit of the crowd going, oh. The fact is, that explosion of joy that's there isn't anymore because you think actually maybe this is going to get taken away. It's not like a choice. This is a natural occurrence of because VAR exists.
Trying to think of an analogy, but there isn't really an analogy of that.
It's like it's not a choice. It's a natural reaction. It's like you're having sex, right? And and you're we're going there. And you're with your bird, and you're getting to the point where it's all going off, and then your cock just gives you half the orgasm.
Yeah, or they push.
Just have a big orgasm. Just have a big orgasm. You can't. You're having your cock's saying you're having half an orgasm tonight. It's not. You can't choose this stuff.
Yeah. Or if when the orgasm happens and then you're trying to stop the orgasm, like it's crept up on you, and then and then you're trying to calm it down, and it's too late.
Well, you're having sex, and just as you're about to go, your missus goes, "You're not as good as you think."
She whispers, "This doesn't count."
Yeah. It's not even in. It's like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, and then it affects you. And when you look down and you realise it is in, then you come. It's like,
oh no. And then hang on, wait. And then you wait, and it turns out it was in.
Yeah. No.
The moment's gone, isn't it?
The moment's gone.
Yeah, I love it.
It's like. I mean, this will happen to you, and happens to all men. Is that? Well, sometimes you just go floppy, right? You just do. All right. It's okay. But you can't just go, well, don't worry about it, just get hard again. Don't worry like that, it's in your head. Can't. You essentially, that's a write-off that experience, unless you're a very special lady and she just perseveres with you. And then she goes, oh, that's when you're really fucked.
She says the word oh.
Yeah, she goes, oh. Alright, this is happened.
Oh dear God, yeah, that's horrible. I've never had that, but
Not at all.
Please.
The word, just the word letter, even letter O could crush.
That's incredible, isn't it? Yeah. You should. That feels like a new thing. Possibly. Let us know if you've if there's ever been a moment when someone's gone, oh. Like, oh no, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's like a.
Oh no, it's fine. No, it's fine.
Some women they're like, this has never happened to me before. Fuck off, love.
Yeah.
Me as well.
It's just
more me than you.
Yeah. Last 40 minutes have been about you, love. Can this be about me for a second? Yeah. Anyway, so that was a calm take. Some would say it's a brave take. That's something I'm trying to get off the ground. It's just a new iteration, essentially, of a calm take. I'm calling it a brave take, like Adele's album 21. Being the album of the decade. I think it was James Boswell, if I've got the name right. He went with that brave take, and it's a fair take for me, but it's a brave take, and sometimes you've got to be brave. Mark, aka The Boy, you might know him well. I think he's Flav's best mate on Twitter.
Online,
yeah.
That's because
What is that? What is it?
Read it. Don't read it out.
That's terrible. You're not helping my edit, are you?
Well, put it in. They don't know what, let us know what we were looking at. Send in your pictures. Anything like that.
Okay. So Mark the Boy said, with regards to brave takes.
I appreciate Mark.
I know, I appreciate him too. I do get the feeling that he's just not even looking at me. I reckon when he watches this podcast, he just looks at you.
Why do you do that?
He just loves you. Loves you more than me. Nah. You there's this sort of like, on this man level, you've got something. It's fine.
Intellect.
It's fine. Really, so he said, Mark said this, really feel I should save this for the end of the week. I know the old name is dead, but it's still my warm-up for the weekend. Brave takes are going to slowly descend into hot takes that are just unpopular and out there. Hashtag calm take. Do you agree with that? Do you not? There were a few brave takes, actually. Let me just find them.
The brave takes, like, they're the ones you're not. I think a brave take is someone that will buck against social conformity.
Yeah, I think there's something to be had here.
Ain't that bad. That's a brave take.
Yeah, it's got a whiff of a calm take.
But I think it has some good ideas.
Yeah. I think we should give Farage a chance.
Give Farage a chance. So it's like, that's a brave take.
Brave take. There was one good one. Ned Johnson saying, is this a brave take? Klopp will bottle the league.
Is that a brave take?
Borderline. Here's a brave take. Purely sports fan. League Cup is completely pointless and Liverpool should play all their youngsters against Arsenal.
I mean, that's the position of someone who is a supporter of a team that's really good.
Yeah.
That's where I used to be at. Now I'm devastated when we're not to Doncaster. You forget that's happened this year as well.
Colchester.
Colchester.
Yeah, really cut deep, didn't it?
But do you know what I mean? It's like, that happened this season as well.
Yeah. It is slowly fading away a little bit, the League Cup, unfortunately. Chris Long, here's a brave take. This is a brave take. Alisson, and unquantifiable as well, so a good take in my eyes. Alisson is better at goalkeeping than Messi is at attacking. That's fine. That's not a brave take. Here's a brave take. I like this. Matt at Dorzinho. Go follow him. Roy Hodgson is the most underrated manager of the decade.
Yeah, I'm kind of starting to get with Mark about where he's coming from with this.
Rory Jennings would be angry at that, but a brave take will lead to some anger. Okay. But it doesn't mean it's not a good take.
What is it of the decade?
He's saying he's the most underrated manager of this decade, and I think that's a great take because he won't get any plaudits. You're not going to give him any plaudits apart from the fact that he's old. That's all people go, wow, how's he still around? He's so old. That's all he's going to get. He has failed in this decade, yet he's also been very impressive with West Brom and was that this decade? I don't know. But Palace as well. He's done well with Palace. So I think that's a fair shout. All Liverpool fans will be up in arms going, oh, he was rubbish at us. Granted, got it. England, he failed at 2 tournaments.
I reckon Klopp will be at Liverpool. When's he going?
I think he said that it was like, it's his next contract and then that'll be it. Which is quite a long contract.
Then he's going to go?
Yeah.
How long?
Mate, all things change. All things change.
How long?
It's got a while yet.
How long's his next contract?
I don't know.
Well, guess.
I reckon he's got 5 years there. He'll do another 5 years.
5 years? Such a long time.
But you were great for 5 years. And it goes like that, doesn't it? Yeah, so you blink and it'll be gone.
They haven't built a big fucking stadium like us. A big fucking stadium in Championship football.
Yeah, but it'll be fine. Just to touch on very quickly, did that Paul Tompkins from last week? Apparently he's quite a respected journalist. The guy who was saying there was an agenda. He was claiming. So one of the comments.
Only racist against Liverpool's players. That's right.
Well, so this is the point that someone made was that. But then they lose me again. Is he claims that? So in his tweet he says black foreign players. He's claiming that English players get more penalties than foreign players.
Right, but across the board, so it's equal for everybody. There isn't any bias against.
Yeah, Sheffield United get loads of penalties. I can't be asked to even talk about that because I think that's utter nonsense. I'm sure he's a good journalist. I think he's had a bad moment there, but it's a bad tweet.
I think he's a really bad journalist.
I don't know. Neither do I. Here's a new bit from a guy. His name isn't James, but his thing is James here.
Is this James Lawrence Longcock?
Yeah. He's got an idea. All the rage.
I like the idea he's gone early on you. He's gone early.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
A lot of other YouTubers, they constantly get people invested time in watching your content, but they're big. And he's got you at the beginning.
Yeah, tiny. I am tiny.
No, you're getting there. He'll never forget.
I'll never forget.
James Lawrence Longcock.
Yeah.
Do you know about that account?
No, of course not. No.
What?
Well, do you know what the problem is? And do you know what this is? What a selfless good deed this is.
Yeah.
He's called himself James. I don't know his name. Or her name. Whatever.
I reckon it's James.
Okay. Anyway, he's got a new bit idea and I like it. It's called All the Rage. Rage. What is popular to be angry about in football to the point where it's now a trend? VAR. Now, I'd like to twist this slightly. I'd like to talk about something that's winding you up that is a bit of a trend at the moment because they come and go, these things. Yeah. And I've got one. Because as soon as I saw that, I thought it's all the rage to say this at the moment, and it's kind of I'm getting close to the end of it. Yeah. It's people saying the phrase, two phrases. I know. I think it's either you hate to see it or you love to see it.
Yeah, it's boring.
It's getting a bit boring.
It's boring. There's loads of those on Twitter though.
It's lazy. It's lazy for me.
You love to see it, and anything using out of context Hearn has so dead. What's going on there? You've got another tool. What?
Well, it's just the old boy. This one. I'm gonna hold the hammer this week. That electric drill.
I love the drill.
Yeah, go on then. Build the drill because it's time for home wins.
It's charged, is it?
We'll give her a whiz.
Give her a whiz.
Oh yes.
18 volts. I don't trust.
What? That ain't the right screw, is it? What? Fucking take anyone you want. These are screws, if you're listening.
What's this for?
What, drilling.
Specifically for what though, Jim?
Making a hole. Big hole.
A big hole.
Big hole.
What?
About 22 inch. That I'd say.
22
I'd say.
Inch mil.
Hey, if you don't, we'll put it back in its spot.
Jim. Like what? If get this question right, you really are a geezer.
Go on.
How would this be used? For what sort of job around the house? You want to drill a hole, but for why?
Yeah, good question. Let us know in the comments below. Right, home wins. Flav, Joker said this last week. He was pleased with it. Home wins. A lot of people giving us their home wins. We'll read through a few now. Yeah, just do that at the end of the story. Okay. Flav holding the hammer made my day. Well, why? Jimbo's holding the hammer.
Is that the one I was having a go at? So I put a fucking hammer through his skull. You that boy?
Can't remember that. Right, so let's go through some of home wins. Ready? Of course, I will be reading these in an accent, Cockney accent. Ethan Hopfer, platinum. That's what I say, platinum.
Shit.
If you know, you know.
Guarantees.
And if you'd like to join, just $10 a month. A few months ago, right, Mrs. She calls me in a panic. She tells me the clothes dryer's broke mid-dry. Oh fucking nightmare. I don't even know. She was leaving. She was leaving to work, and asked me to take a look at it when I get home.
Oh yeah.
I get home, open and close the dryer door, and it kicks right on. Wife gets home to dry clothes and thinks I'm a god. Little does she know, I don't know shit about fixing dryers. I'm assuming the thing just overheated. Still, home win. Press it. Fuck yeah.
That's great.
Sebastian Rodriguez. Yeah, well done. That's brilliant. That's a good home win. You did nothing there. Came out dry. Sebastian Rodriguez. Hashtag home wins. Just cleaned the pyramid of beer cans next to my computer. Big win. Not a home win.
No, that's rubbish, mate. What tools did you fucking use for that? Hey? Listen to us. If you're going to waste our fucking time, go and watch another podcast. Yeah. We want home fucking wins only. That means DIY shit you done at home that makes the missus' knees go weak.
Bang on. Right, Owen Taylor, hashtag home wins. Broke the bed frame. Oh, yeah. Right? Giving it to the wife. Oi, oi.
Oi. Giving her one.
Yeah, so we've broken. Terry, you've heard this. You got to sit down with his pints.
I fucking smashed it.
Thank you, Terry.
I was smashing her, and then I smashed the bed.
So I broke the bed frame, giving her wife the old oi oi, and had to go out and buy new screws to fix it. Mrs. watched me use a drill and the screwdriver. 3 screws later, was walking around like I'm 6'4". I had to act like it was just a regular Sunday, but I was buzzing. Yes! Come on, boy.
I love it how all these are buzzing. They're all buzzing.
People call it toxic masculinity. No. If you spin it right. Mike.
Look, there's nothing. This is it, Jim. I know this ain't the time because we're doing the dome wins. But, there's a problem with toxic masculinity, but not everything is a problem. Just fucking wipe yourself off. Do you know what I mean? You just got a little bit of moistness about you.
Yeah. Give it a wipe.
Yeah, just shut the fuck. You're toxic man on me. I feel less of a man because someone can mend the shelves and he's proud of it.
Well, yeah.
Mate,
Guilty. Sorry,
mate. I can't help it if we're just fucking walking around like proper men fixing shit.
Exactly.
You gotta learn how to fix it. Then you'll feel like a man. You can't fix shit. You're not a man.
Yeah.
It's not.
Or not even that. If you can't make it look like you've fixed something, then you're not a man. You don't have to fix anything.
Don't have to fix
Just make it look like you did.
Look like you fucking fixed it and you're a man.
Thank you. Owen Taylor, #home wins. Oh no, that was him. Just done that one. And Mitchell Brennan, home win on my honeymoon at the moment, and was staying in Bordeaux. The apartment shower head mount was broken, and the missus wasn't happy as she had to hold it. Luckily, I travel with gaffer tape and managed to remount it. Crisis averted.
Bang bang. Lovely job, son.
On holiday, doing bits. That's amazing.
It's your job. Like that. No, there isn't a single tradesman on this planet, white van or not, who would go on holiday expecting to do work.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are.
But just one simple bit of packaging.
Do have a slight issue though here. Carry gaffer tape with him. Doesn't smell like the truth to me.
Not good look.
Feel like it's bullshit.
Oh.
Calling bullshit on that one.
Okay.
Who takes a gaffer tape on holiday?
Yeah, maybe.
They want to get featured on the blog.
Maybe.
Make it sharp. Post yourself with a spoon.
Yeah. Who's that? Mitchell Brennan. Spoon, please. Ow.
Oh.
It's a new fucking jumper. Right, inside the mind. Let's keep you up everything, so let's keep it moving. Quiz-Eye James. Don't know what that means. In a monologue. Was walking around New York City the other weekend and kept seeing folks sitting outside eating. Every time I passed one, I had the urge to flip their table over and ruin everyone's meal.
I know what you're saying. It's like when you see a little kid.
I think there is like when someone's like slowly eats a sandwich, you do just want to go. Terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a bit of the devil in all of us.
Of course.
There is one here that is really bad, and I'm not even sure if I should read it out.
Can I read it out? Like, can I read it to myself?
Okay,
And I'll decide.
So we'll do the second one, then we'll do that one. Ollie Sack, Platinum. In a monologue. So this is inside the mind of someone. They didn't say this, they just thought it. Whenever I see a pretty or beautiful girl, I always picture our entire lives as we have our first date, become boyfriend and girlfriend. I propose, get married, have kids, grow old together before they eventually leave, and I think I should have asked her out. I've done that.
That's quite sad.
Do you do it on the tube? People fall in love on the tube, don't they?
I just assume no one ever talks. There isn't that. People don't really meet that way.
No, I'm not saying they meet. I'm saying they bottle it. You'll see someone, you go, if I just open my mouth here, my life could change forever. And then they get off. And then the last one, which I'm wary of.
Can I read it?
Yeah, read it.
What are we looking at? It's fine.
Okay. Flav seems to think it's fine. And why would I dispute that?
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, you can read it.
Lewis Platter, because they could frame it up and you could. That would look good. For me, it really doesn't matter. This is bad when you see a blind. But this is bad. But when you see when I see a blind person walk in with their stick, I want to boot it because the rubber. Sorry, let me do that again. I can't see because I'm.
It's a long way away, is it? I'll read it. It's fine. Look, do you want to read it? God, you've come this far. You come this far.
So Lewis Platter. This is bad. But when I see a blind person walking with their stick, I want to boot it because of the little rubber ball at the bottom there. Shout, have it! That's not that bad, mate. I mean, there's much worse than that. Do you want me to? I can bring some bad stuff.
What's minimal monologue bad
right
stuff?
now.
Right. God, yeah, but
really stuff that really
most weekends, isn't it? Shark news.
Good.
Let's get on to that.
I like the facts.
You prefer facts? I've got facts. I've got it all here, mate.
You know Mark?
I've got some actual news this week.
Mark, the boy.
The boy, yeah.
Yeah, he's suggesting we talk about whales after.
Yeah. Thoughts on that? Humpback whales, the heroes of the sea, Mark claims.
Yeah, I mean, they are good. They do some good work.
So they will, very altruistic, they will spend time looking to save...
people from sharks.
Is it people from sharks? But it's also like this. Is it seals? Get it wrong, he's going to be devastated. But
yeah, well, they're nice, aren't they? But they're not monsters.
Yeah, which is coming back to my original point. You're into them because they kill people. Shark facts. Let's do that first. Then we'll get into shark news. Very exciting. What are we on? Number 5 or 6? Number 6, should we say? This one? Let's go 6. Of course, this is from the article 81 Facts About Sharks. Exciting. We're on number 6 this week. Check out the previous episodes for the other ones. While While blood likely does not provoke a shark to attack, of course that's what we all think about. There's a lot of heat about me watching Jaws. I did see that it's on Netflix. Might give it a go.
Wow.
Might give it a go.
I might watch it later. Maybe watch it together.
We could do.
Could we? Like we could do. I'd do like.
We could do a Discord on that. Is that a thing? Watching it with everyone. Everyone can watch it.
Everyone can watch it.
Oh, amazing!
There you go on Discord. You got to pay though.
Yeah.
$7.
Yeah. While blood likely does not provoke a shark to attack, a shark in the vicinity likely can detect the blood. Without any conclusive proof of how sharks might respond, some scientists suggest women stay out of the water while menstruating.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's the age-old myth.
By definition.
Or it might be a fact, I'm not sure, but a shark can smell blood, or urine actually. It like one part in every 10,000 parts
urine?
of water. Pissing in the sea is about as bad as bleeding in it, yeah. And the thing is, if you had the choice of whether you're going to do something that might get the attention of a shark and not doing it, then
don't do it. Makes sense.
But the fact is that even if the shark sees you in the water or senses you're in the water and swims towards you, the likelihood of you, firstly, even knowing the shark's there is very small. But secondly, attacking you is almost impossible to conceive. So just don't worry about it. I know I say all this shit. I'm for the protection of sharks.
Yes.
Yeah,
because more stories.
The damage that Jaws has done to the shark population. I understand that.
I appreciate. In my head, I'm like, if I was to be attacked by a shark, I would initially hear, but that won't happen. Just to be clear, that you won't hear that sound. They don't warn you at all.
I mean, if it's a great white that hits you, you will be smashed and thrown up in the air.
Up in the air.
Up in the air. They attack from below, and they're only a shark that completely breach the water, so they torpedo up, and their entire body leaves the water. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It got you. I mean, if you're being eaten, you're being eaten, aren't you?
The shark leaves the water, Jim. The whole thing out of the water, jumps and then comes back in.
Much like the whale counterparts, the heroes of the sea.
Yeah, a bit like
which we have established that sharks are the rock stars of the sea. Very different. Tyler Norton says, James, Jaws is wonderful, watch it. We will see. But got some news on the Megalodon shark. Is that one of your favourites? Megalodon.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Doesn't exist? Oh, right. What do you know about it?
It's a giant
is it?
great white. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's a head the size of a transit van. Head.
Or so you think. Turns out the Megalodon shark ain't that big.
Who says that? Melissa Christina Marquez. What does she know?
Well, this is Forbes. Right. You probably heard it here first. The size of the extinct
Megalodon
shark has been exaggerated. We're not talking about just in Hollywood movies like The Meg, although those have claimed this ancient shark to be at least 60 feet, over 18 metres. While scientists have always maintained that this predator was a big animal, with scientific literature length estimates ranging from 80 to 100 feet, that's 25 to 30 metres. New research suggests that it's actually only 15 metres.
Yeah, that's still big. 50 feet long. It's a giant shark killing machine, 50 feet long. But she's fun at parties.
Not as big, though, is it?
Yeah.
But it's good, though, is if that comes up in conversation, you go, it is big. Not as big as we first thought, though, of course.
They usually do it, but they find the teeth, and they compare the size of the teeth in a megalodon to a modern great white shark. It's a part of the same same
family.
Yeah, Carcharian Carcharius, I think it's called. Carcharian. I used to know the Latin names of the sharks.
Did you?
Yeah, can't remember anymore. What now?
BDA.
Okay.
Otherwise known as
Big Dick Energy. Advice.
Yep. So obviously, a couple of weeks now, we've been having the problems with.
Just in case that. I don't know if it was on there.
I don't think it is. It was a picture of my wife. So a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the cliffhanger of the guy and his mate, new girlfriend.
Yeah.
Tried it on. Does he tell his wife? What does he do? We said, tell your wife.
Tell your wife.
How do you have your kids? He said he's got a little update. So as you and Flav hinted at, by the time you'd given me your great advice, I'd already told my wife. She was totally great about it, and I'm pretty sure everything's good on that side. Although the phrase, I've asked James and Flav what they think I should do, was met with a tired look.
So
he told his wife.
She knows about us.
I love that. Was met with a tired look. We've all had that tired look. In terms of my mate, I think me and my wife are going to sit down together as soon as we can to try and break the news gently.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I think it might be in a pub and a pint, just him and her, mate. Better.
Public space, yeah. Anyway, here we go. He did that.
Oh, right.
So he broke the news to my mate as gently as I could. Yeah. He came round. We watched Swansea beat Cardiff in the derby. Then watched the Welsh lose the rugby, and I thought to myself, he can't feel any worse. So I'm guessing this guy's Welsh. Now's a good time as any. Me and the wife sat down. Wife cooked a spag bowl. Don't know when all this is happening. Anyway, and Carl explained everything about his girlfriend trying to kiss him and about how I just got out as quickly as I could. He was obviously angry, but could tell I was trying to be honest with him. He thanked me for my honesty and is now going back home to break up with a happy ending at least. So it all worked out.
Well, not really, is it? Because this guy's got to go and break up with his bird.
Yeah, but the best thing that could have happened was that he didn't get pissed off, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Very true. Did you watch Rugger?
Yeah, mate, all over the Rugger.
Oh yeah,
big time.
Do you understand it?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Just about the basic, the key bits. I think there's a few nuances I don't totally understand.
Throw it sideways, know that bit. Kick it out. Backwards. Why do you kick the ball when you kick it out? That's fucking mad.
It's to gain territory.
Yeah, I know. But why don't they sort of say, no, you're not allowed to do that. You have to keep the ball in.
I think it'd be more fun if they did that. Yeah. Sometimes they kick it really annoying.
South Africa, don't they love a kick? Whoa.
I think there was 17 kicks in the first half. Wales.
Too many kicks.
Yeah, it was boring. That was boring. I think we could win it. I think we'll go all the way. They're massive, aren't they?
Johnny Wilkinson, isn't it? He's
so big.
Back.
Is he? He's going to give it a go, is he?
Kick it over the thing.
I saw, in a monologue time, I saw a picture of Johnny Wilkinson from 2003, and he was topless, eating it, just about to tuck into a Magnum. And in my head, I went, whoa.
Do you tell you, I think the All Blacks just missing a couple, aren't they?
Yeah, little short this week. Yeah, too good. I think it's ours. Guaranteed win for me. Right, this week's BDA. Actually, it's a bit of an update. Andy Ginn last week was talking about this girl who's a stripper. Do you remember?
Yeah.
You weren't sure. So you went. Your face. Yeah. Update. Don't really know what I could say to make you guys believe me, as I understand where you guys are coming from. If someone told me that, I wouldn't necessarily believe them either. But all I can really say is that it's completely true. Okay. If James had posted his stripper story, would you have believed that? Even though it's true, she is a stripper, and apparently, it's her dream job. And there is that idea of it being hard to date a stripper, even though it's only a job. I will definitely try and go for it though next time I see her. Thanks for the advice. So yeah, well yeah, let's know.
Well, take a picture of her at work with a spoon.
Thank you. Beat me to it. Well done. Yeah, just to be clear, so we know that it's real. That's the only reason. Right, JMCG7 wants some BDA. Don't know if this class is as BDA, but I'm going to say it anyway. On a placement year from uni, working back home. I go uni in Newcastle and I'm doing my placement year in Birmingham. All my uni mates living it up in their final year of uni while I'm stuck at work, and I see their stories and I'm in the group chats and see all the piss-ups and bans I'm missing, and plus the fact my placement is dull as fuck is slowly starting to get me down. 99% of the time I'm a proper positive and funny guy, and I've never had this drab feeling I'm starting to get the beginning and during most of the day. Doesn't help I've lost touch with almost all my hometown friends, but some days just wake up and think, is this really going to be the rest of my life?
So has he left uni?
He's in the placement year. Bit deep, I know. Don't know if there's any ways you can actually give advice on this, but you never know.
Right, I can, because I felt it. I know exactly.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
It was you as well.
I think I've been feeling it recently.
Really?
Yeah, because I think I've always been in a workplace where I'm around people. I've always been around people, and now I'm not around as many people, and it's difficult.
Yeah. Well, I had the existential feeling of thinking, "Fuck, is this it?" At the end, when I left uni, I was like, "What now? Now I just work for 50 years." Yeah, and the answer is yes. Now you do.
Yeah.
But what I would say is it's been exacerbated by the fact that your mates are still in their final year at uni, and you're a placement, right? He's going to do another year next year. Whatever it is. The fact is that his course has led him.
I think so. Normally when you have a placement year, that's the third year, and then you have a fourth year after that.
So he's basically seeing all his mates living it up, but they're just doing their third year, whereas you've done this placement because this is better for your long term.
Mm-hmm.
But it also sounds like you're kind of contemplating whether or not you actually want to do this. If that's true, then don't be afraid to change.
Yeah.
The best time to change your mind about your degree, the best time is at the beginning. You can do something else. But given the fact you're this far in, the hardest time to change your career is when you're a few years into it or 4 years into it. You've got rent or a mortgage or commitments, and then ultimately you get stuck in this thing of, I can't do this because I have everything else I have to pay for. And breaking that cycle is so much more difficult than when you get to your end of your university and think, actually, you know what, my degree isn't what I want to do, I'm going to go and do something else. A lot of people do that anyway.
Yeah, I got a message from someone last week about looking at uni courses. I don't know what to do. I would like to get into the kind of thing that you're doing. What did you do at uni? And
what did you do?
So I did sport development with coaching, which I only did because I was like, well, I need to go to uni, and I liked sport, and I was like, yeah. And otherwise, I kind of didn't really have any idea of what I wanted to do. Although that is actually, in a weird way, that plays a part in how I feel about content, and therefore how I make content now, and how I look at sport in terms of actual like skills and things like that. It's played no part in my career whatsoever. Yeah. So what I would say is, first of all, whatever you're feeling right now is totally normal. I remember, I think we all feel a bit low after uni because you're like, well, that's done, and that is sad. But I've been actually I've been sort of thinking about a couple of different videos I want to do, and one is about dopamine. I want to kind of look into that and kind of see. It seems to be a big thing that people talk about, and how your dopamine is used or depleted, or how you can kind of use it in the right way and basically therefore feel good, because I think it's called the motivation molecule. So using your dopamine in the right way is a good way of feeling good about yourself. And one of the things it talks about is remembering, trying to forget the destination.
Yeah.
So often people, you kind of go, I want to be this, I want to be that, and I'm very guilty of that. But actually, they go back to sort of the prehistoric days where it was just about survival.
Now.
So if you had
the power of now, isn't it?
The power of now, yeah. So if you had back in the day, if you made food to eat, you're like, life's great, you're buzzing, and it's just about getting through that day or winning that day, not but have I got enough followers or whatever it bloody is.
Yeah.
So I would remember that you are in a really great place in your life, like really early doors, and stay in that moment. And I reckon that will help.
Exciting things will happen to you. And remember, the way your brain is working now isn't how it works in years to come. The way I feel about mentally, way I think about things and process things is completely different to when I left university. It's weird how you go through these different stages in your life and you change mentally. So don't worry, the rest of your life isn't going to be defined by your job, but it shouldn't be now.
Yeah, and focus on solutions. Like whatever you're feeling, it's like, find a solution that's going to make you feel a little bit different, whatever it might be. Right, that's BDO. That's it. Come on, Queen's Park Rangers. Come on. Could be up to third.
Yeah, but what if the busy bumblebees will play turn up?
They still won't be above us in the league.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. If you have listened this long, thank you very much. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, become a Patreon because it's wicked, and you can just become a $3 tier member, and you've got a chance to win that thing behind us. Thanks. Bye.